Lie.
The fuckery takes.
That's the fuckery takes. Was lukewarm, man. I'm proper, man.
Yeah, no, respect.
Come on,
fire.
Videos, you know what I'm saying?
No man to tell a man him come proper.
A lie. Are you sure that's good?
Why?
Yeah, I'm
It's
good.
good. You can finish that off properly when they get yard. You get me?
Good.
Let me see it though.
Wait, I haven't put the
You
top
can't
on,
even see
it.
Once let me put the top on. Fire.
You can't even see that.
No.
For fuck's sake.
No man for top.
No, but you left the stain on
Put
the
the
chair.
top on.
What?
You left the stain on the
What you saying,
chair.
man? For the bottom.
Oh, that's a...
Just water.
No, that was... Oh, it's water. I was going to say that wasn't even me, you know.
You know what I'm saying? When left hand lie straight in front of.
Okay, yeah, it's proper.
Yeah,
it's
come
proper,
on,
man.
back here now.
That's proper still.
We might got a sponsorship.
Man,
You
you can't just.
we got a sponsor with Vanish. That would have been a lit one, you know.
That's mad still.
Okay, man, got sweets and that, yeah.
Jess, you can't just come on DMD and kiss up Wesley and mash up his clothes. No, I'm joking.
The whole dance and...
Happy to see you.
No, I'm getting worried now because the lipstick's coming up.
I lie.
Does it have to be so close to my face?
Put in your eye and...
It's crazy.
Come on.
Yeah, man, we're there. What we saying though?
Come on, cause you don't know, you get me. More time, we're outside, we're there upon the raggy road.
You say I sounded tired this week, bro.
Yeah, I'm tired still.
Was
Was it tired?
No, that didn't affect... No. Cut!
Alright, cool. Say that. Yeah, for real. Because you see me, because you don't know we're outside and we're there upon the raggy road.
Obviously, them man there's in the building. Hashtag DMDpodcast. Myself, Smoke.
Come on, Big Rum, you can't even clone the done.
Big Wezzle, someone send me an intro, you don't know.
Trust me, we got special guests in
Special
the building.
blood clot guests in the building.
Oh,
Trust
got
me,
it,
man.
boys.
Been knowing her for a few months now. It's been a journey. Loving to see the journey. We got Poetess Jess in the building. What
Black
you saying?
excellence in the building.
Excellence.
Black excellence.
Going on, my friends.
We're out here. What you saying? How you been? What's going on?
I'm tired.
Nah. I gave you all that energy. You're supposed to catch momentum. She said, I'm tired.
No, I'm definitely tired.
That's real though,
It
isn't
must
it?
mean you've been working.
No, I've been out.
100%.
No, I've been working and then I've been enjoying myself. Yesterday I enjoyed myself to the T. But
What was happening this weekend?
I went to a wedding and I celebrated my cousin's 30th.
Come on, big up cousin.
Yeah, G. Big up Renee on her 30th. And yeah, man. I'm just tired because I didn't get home till like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right. You know, when
You
them
come home this morning.
I came home.
You come home today?
I came home today.
Well, you got church though?
Not me, I couldn't make it.
Nah.
I couldn't make it. It was going to make up. It didn't make it. I didn't make
We didn't make it as well.
I prayed.
But you made it here.
I did make it still.
That's what counts. You made it here.
I made it because I slept. I
slept.
I played my little 1-2 gospel song in it.
Okay, you done your part.
Done my little part.
Yeah.
And I made it here.
Okay.
Someone, so you know what? This is so.
Wait, when last you been in church?
What?
You heard me, bro.
A couple weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago.
No, but not for...
No, that's church. Just go and check.
No.
You don't like
Hold on. When's the last time you went McD's? But you didn't get a whole meal, so you don't. That don't count. You only got a chips.
No. No, when did you go there to say, yo, let me quickly just give thanks and...
I did. I gave
No,
thanks
bro,
and
that's
But you give thanks when you're there.
No, you don't.
You appreciate
No,
it.
you
gave
don't.
thanks
You do.
and offering, fam.
I don't
I
know.
left there, bro. Come on, bro.
Man,
You get me?
Didn't we tell you,
remember
man
that
was singing
still.
the salt code and the account number, and we gave up.
Nah, big man
Peace.
thing though. They try to
Well, when was the last time you went?
Innit?
Yeah.
I went the other day still.
Man's a
It
liar.
was a funeral.
No, that don't
funeral?
count. Funerals
Yeah,
don't
but
count.
when did you go last time?
No, when was the
Why
last
don't
time
count?
when you
gave-
went intentionally to
Yeah,
go, not
to
because
give
of an
thanks as Rose
occasion?
was saying.
I
Just
was
to give-
intentionally to go to someone's
No.
funeral.
When did you go just to give
Same
thanks?
thing.
Huh?
When to give?
No, because I wasn't going to say that. I was actually going to say the last time I went to church, but you lot was giving out, yeah, boy,
was
man
the last time you went to church?
gave offering, and so, ran. You get me? Yeah.
So you went the last
The
time.
last time I went, probably when I was about,
Oh look.
When I was about.
Yeah.
probably about 12.
Nah,
Yeah,
no
let's-
way.
let's-
Wow.
That, on my own thing, like, yeah, 12. My nan.
Years, you know.
And you don't walk life guilty.
Nah, I don't. I don't
Them
still.
sayings, you know.
I don't
walk
still,
life
but I don't
guilty.
I'm not bad. I don't do nothing bad.
Yeah,
You
but
get me? I'm actually proper.
You
Still
always
good out in the
claiming clean-hearted, but don't.
fire.
But no, we can start there, kind. Obviously, we're gonna get into. But do you have to go to church in order to
Nah,
chat
man.
to God and be blessed.
No,
and that.
No, they said the body of the temple, innit, man? Walk in church all day, cuz.
I'm so done. I'm
You know,
I'm so
scared
done. I'm so done. I'm so done.
You know one of them Churchill church?
Done.
When all, in the day it's a
Church.
nursery,
What,
on a Sunday it's a
What?
church.
No, that's the church, bro. I walk in
That's
church
the
all
temple.
day.
I'm so done. No, you don't have to go to church.
You get me?
Yeah, you
All
don't
right.
still, man, chat to
Bro,
regular.
why did we go onto this road?
I don't know.
Because it's a bit mad. So, the man's here to oversee everything and look after everyone. But if you don't do your praising, don't go to his yard on a Sunday, man's vexed with you.
No, but you don't know if
No, I don't think. No. That's
So there's some
that's
people
not
that
how it
go.
goes.
There's some people that pray, give offering, church every Sunday, and still have bad luck and all of these things.
Yeah,
man.
that's not how
Okay,
it
so
goes.
It don't
I'm
go like
not
that.
saying that's the word of God, that God's saying that, but that's
How they
what's-
make you feel.
Yeah, that's what's shown to you. That right, you ain't giving no P, you ain't come.
That's the
You ain't prayed,
pastor
like-
that make you feel like that.
Yeah, but
I
so
think
you-
that's
Go on,
I
man.
think that's down to you.
No, but don't you think it's like raw? What you that Rome's just said it casually, but people would feel it like raw. Like you
People
would-
feel a way about it.
Right, you
saying,
ain't in church.
Yeah.
Why you don't love God like that? You don't really. You know what I'm saying? You're on your
No, but
dating.
it could be like you love your grandma, but you're gonna check your grandma sometimes. You're not gonna love her from a distance.
yeah,
If you never go
yeah.
see her and then you never gone to her yard to get
Okay.
a Sunday dinner and all of these things.
So
it's like-
are you saying that if you're not going to the church, it's a disrespect?
It's kind of a disrespect. Like
So you agree with that?
when I'm putting it in that kind of terms, yeah, it's like you're not really going to check him, but you're trying to check him from a distance. Why you're not? I'm not saying you have to go because everyone wants to talk thing, but you're not going to talk to your grandma from far.
So,
You know what
all
I'm
right,
saying?
cool. So you're chilling at your yard. Everyone must come knock your door and check you to see if you're cool. Nah, bro, ring man and...
Wait.
Do you know what I'm saying,
If
fam?
it's
I don't want
Hey,
everyone...
You lot are funny. You lot are funny.
Man can't just come to my...
If
Everyone
Yeah,
in
but
the
you're
phone
not
will come
granny.
to your yard to check you.
Yeah, but you're not granny.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you're
No,
not
but
granny.
do you know back in the day, you know, you had like my nan was that nan where the door was
hub.
always open.
Yeah,
that's like my nan. That's like my nan,
whole
yeah.
Street.
Yeah.
The whole, in fact, the whole of the borough.
Yeah,
you had a community
it's
nan.
a hub, innit?
Yeah,
So
it
you
was,
had the
it was
community
the,
nan.
yeah, it was
Everyone
the,
call her nan.
yeah. My nan was everyone's nan.
Everyone,
Yeah.
So that
It's the same as church. Like the doors are open, fam. The only thing you got to just drop peas when you leave.
Do you know what? You don't really have to drop P if you
Yeah,
feel
but
like.
yeah,
I think. Do you know what it is? I think we've made it that way because the Bible only says you got to give 10%. That could be 10% of anything.
Yeah, but
Any of
it's
your
10% of
earnings.
your earnings.
Yeah, it doesn't. Not necessarily your earnings, you know. Because back in the day when they didn't have money, they were giving away ox and lamb and sheep and stuff.
Yeah, but that's all they could give, though.
So
them
this
things
is
are
what you do.
expensive.
This is why they've got. You know, back in the day when you go to school and you'd have to come and donate a can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Same thing.
Stop.
Donate.
Stop yourself right there.
You're
Stop
taking the
yourself
piss.
right there.
Donate a can.
Man comes church, yeah,
With
and
a
a
can.
6 bag of donuts.
Donate the donuts.
Man sitting there, the offering comes round.
Yeah, who said that? No, but who said you have to give money still?
From when the man start putting out sort code and account number on the road, singing it.
Oh, 886902.
No, I think
You got bare crep, yeah? Say you just...
Don't put me under that pressure. Because you know what my answer's going to be. So why are you doing that? That's wrong of you. That's wrong. It's about money. Why you got to go to
No,
my
but why you
babies?
got to donate money, though?
Because I suppose.
No, but you know the church needs...
Do you know what it is?
They need help.
And not just that, I think money answers all things, innit? Everyone needs money. So it's to see if you can actually give that sacrifice of your 10%.
Oh, that's a good one, you know. Yeah, that's real still.
Then I'm going to say it again.
Could you give away 10% of your crepes? That's a sacrifice, innit?
Yeah, you have
For
to
who? My kids?
No,
You might-
For my kids, my
that's-
mum.
You might have to take all your laces
Yeah,
out.
that's what I'm saying. Give away the laces. What did you have the crap? No laces.
Yeah, I can still admire them, though.
Yeah, but you're giving away the laces, so it's cool. That's
Like,
the
yeah,
10%.
none of your
no,
crep
no.
will have no lace. Every Sunday
I
you
still got the
donate
box and the
lace.
tissue for all of my crep.
I said the box and the tissue.
You know I have smokes.
Yeah, I know. The man
So
whole
what do you say? Why am I
stack.
giving away? Sorry, why am I giving away 10%
Not
of
for
my
your
trainer
kids.
collection?
Just for your... You've got all of these trainers, yeah? Say your trainers was your currency.
I'm about to take jump off. Carry on.
So your trainers are your currency.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
And you're like, now you're going to start doing good deeds in it. And the first good deed is that you got to give 10% of your crep.
10% of my choice.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, well, it's a...
Well, yeah, it doesn't...
sure.
Not someone
Yeah.
comes and picks.
No. It's
Man,
10% of your choice.
Give the
You know
dentist crep.
You know what's
dentist.
mad? Yeah, I could. Do you know why? because I have done a couple of times. There was a guy who was homeless, but he used to be in car parks. And sometimes he'd go to the car park, had no change. And he's like, I got you. And he put the ticket in my car, and then I'll run and get my patty or something. One time I asked him, I said, what size are you? He goes, size 9. I had too much crap. One time I just gave him a black bag, gave him about 6-7 pair of crap. I don't care what he done with them. But it was just a thing of, brother, you're out here, you get what I'm saying?
So it's sacrifice, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so I would do it,
Yeah.
And you don't have to.
I feel better about
because you was thinking about giving away your best.
Yeah, I just got this on now. You want this one?
No, it don't have to be that. As you said, you might.
But what if it was those on she had to give away?
Come on, I'm being like, don't be saying.
That means your heart's not pure, fam.
What do you mean my heart's not pure?
So you're not willing to give up the best that you have, innit?
For my kids.
No, why does it have to be for
you? That's the only thing.
But if it wasn't for the Most High, you would have no kids.
I lie.
If it wasn't for the Most High, you would have no kids.
If it weren't for my techers, I probably would have no kids.
Oh, wow.
Send them direct flight to...
On that note there,
let's
get into Poetess Jess. Listen.
Yeah, come on, man.
Let's get into your journey and where it started for you. And I really want to know where it started for you and your journey. Because obviously I've met you on Clubhouse and, you know, you was already doing your thing kind of. So, yeah.
Where you from, where you grew up. We want to
all
know
that.
it all, babe.
Where I grew.
Yes.
All right, so I'm from East London.
Come on.
Where the man them a book. East London, where the man them a book.
Hey, come on.
Yes, I'm from East London. I'm from Newham.
Yes. General,
I'm from Newham. And I've been in Essex for, I'm like 15 years now. So, yes, I grew up in Newham, Manor Park to be precise. And how did it start for me? So I think when I was growing up, I always liked to write. Or I was always like an actor child. I was one of those creative drama kids, in it. Everything was a bit exaggerated.
Okay.
And I found myself always wanting to write, but I don't know why I wanted to write. And I think when I got into, let's cut this. Let's make this story short.
No, don't tell us the story.
I'm trying to think.
No, like you got someone to go.
Highlights.
Like, this was my drops that I need to do.
Okay, cool. So yeah, when I got into secondary school, I would say I was always writing as a child. Even in primary school, I liked to write. Not necessarily poems, but I just liked to write.
It was right. You was good at English. You was good at English, yeah?
I was brilliant. I loved English, but I got to be in English, and I was a bit pissed about that. But yeah, I always liked to write. I just liked writing, wherever it was. I would even write the lyrics of songs that I already knew.
Okay.
You just like to write.
Yeah,
just like to write.
Okay.
And I didn't know if it was like, so right, even now currently, I've got a thing about handwriting. Like, if your handwriting's not neat, bruv, you can't.
You said rub out.
Yeah, no, it's true though. People for now for right still. I've seen
No, but I don't have to be the best handwriting.
It doesn't, but I like neat handwriting.
Yeah, it's presentable still. Can you write?
I can write, but I don't know if my handwriting is that. People say my handwriting is okay.
We got paper.
But I don't
Did
think
man just say, can you write?
Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, sorry. So can you write neat then?
I don't know if I can write neat. I try and write neat.
Okay.
I've got a thing about neat.
Yeah, see, I don't want to write them because you look at my...
But, yeah.
If you've got horrible handwriting.
Yeah, if I'm trying to...
I would mark you low.
Yeah.
I would
You're saying the lowest?
I would mark you low just deliberately, even if your work was right, just because of your handwriting.
Why am I struggling to try?
Them teachers there,
I think I would be... That's why I can't be a teacher.
So what about doctor handwriting? Is that top handwriting? Their thing's mad, isn't it? I can't read doctor's handwriting certain times.
I've got to get my mum to transcribe them things.
You never seen doctor's handwriting, bro? Oh my God.
Everything's just...
Everything just link up.
Yeah.
Like slave shit.
Yeah.
Just link up.
Like slave shit.
Stupid, you know?
No, I'm just linked in it close.
Yeah.
So yeah,
piss off.
writing was always something that...
So it's always something that I like to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when I got into secondary school, so I went to an all-white school. I was the only black girl in my class.
I thought you were talking about the uniform.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Sound like some
I did not
yardy
think you were
dance.
talking about the uniform.
Some yardy school, you know, all white.
I was the only black girl in my class. So I didn't really know about... It wasn't a thing about black and white. Sorry. This was... So my school was in Wanstead.
So Wanstead...
So I was...
What kind of area is Wanstead? I've never been there.
It's Essex.
Okay.
So is it all right? What's happening?
On the central line.
It's...
I think I see it
on the central line,
on the other side there.
Yeah, that
side,
side,
and the little
that, it's got about 4 of them area there.
Yeah. Okay, right. So I went to school in Wanstead. So I grew up in Newham, but I went to school in Wanstead. When I left school in Wanstead, I went to an all-black secondary school, Kingsford,
Okay.
in Beckton. So that's when I was like, oh, there's bare black people. Because the only time I saw black people was when I went family functions. Like that was the only time when I saw a lot of black people. So when I went to Kingsford, it was like, whoa, wow.
This is lit.
This is lit, bruv. These are my people.
Bless you.
That's too late.
And then
That was late, blood. You know?
so then what happened next? So growing up, like grime was on the rise. So this is when grime first.
What was your MC name?
Start.
Let me win my bet. What was your MC name? Me and Smoke. Hey, what did I say, Smokes?
He said that you used to be an MC.
No.
What was your MC name? Don't let me lose my money right now. What was your MC?
I wasn't an MC.
Yeah, I'll do my money.
So I grew up on grime, right? And not just that, Kano's my cousin.
Okay, so
Yeah.
not Kano, no.
Come on.
So
It's good news.
have you seen his video with Popcorn and
Yeah.
That was in my house.
I didn't see you look. Was you in there? I didn't see you look on me, you know. I said, hold on.
Yeah, that was my mum. That was the whole family.
That's like
Okay, wicked.
real
That was
stuff. I like that video.
real
still.
things.
proper
Yeah,
still.
so grime was on the rise, and so I had a thing for just grime music, and I don't know if it was because I saw Kane and them do it and stuff like that. But I remember back in the day, like break time, where the boys would have. Do you know remember the Sony Ericsson, the black and orange one?
Yeah.
The
Walkman.
phone.
Yeah.
Right, and you know, Ghetto Kai had that big man instrumental, and every break time the guys would get together and they would be over this instrumental and they would be spitting bars, and I was so fascinated. I was like, yeah, that's it, that's it. I like the wordplay, the substance. Like even when they would diss each other's moms, it was just the reaction from the crowd.
Yeah, I don't care how good your lyricism. I'm not gonna take it as yet. That's mad, but go on.
It was deep. I loved it. So I always said, yeah, I want to do that. And I remember one day I was like, yeah, I'm gonna break time. I'm gonna be in with the guys. I was probably in like year 9 or year 10. I want to say year 10. And I remember I practiced. I was like, yeah, I'm going in hard. And obviously Kano was my cousin. And I remember one time, like, they didn't believe that Kano was my cousin. It's like famous people can't have family for some reason.
Yeah.
So people get like,
just walk alone.
yeah, it's like they just came to this world and they were born sort of thing. And I remember when he came, no one believed me until he came to the school. And he came to my school and he done a performance, and I went up to him and spoke to him, and everyone was like, "Oh my days, that's her cousin!" And I was like, I don't understand that. I see this guy.
Yeah. But you won't see it though. You won't see it.
Christmas the other day.
Yeah.
He was at my house last week.
I lie.
So then everyone started to believe me. So when I was like, I'm gonna join them lot to do this little freestyle cipher that they do. Obviously the pressure's on it because Kane's your cousin, so everyone's all eyes on you, innit?
You got forward correct.
Yeah.
Big pressure on you.
Young Kano right
So
now.
I was just like, all right, cool.
K-net. Yes it is. You know what I'm saying?
I'm done. So I'm like, cool, yeah. I'm definitely going in for the kill, yeah. I would practice in the mirror. You know when you got the bars, the wordplay,
100.
you're ready. I'm like, bam. So break time came. Everyone's going round. And I'm like, everyone's nodding their heads, getting into the beat. And I'm like, yeah, it gets to me. It flopped.
Froze.
Bruv, I couldn't do it on beat.
Okay, so you froze or was you flopping?
No, I don't know what happened. Like, it just wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't working.
So the
hit.
I
It
get
didn't
it
hit,
now.
bro.
Yeah.
It didn't hit, and you know that.
Yeah.
That was
That's the worst. No, that's the worst one you can flop on, you know.
my days.
Yeah, that beat. You don't hit that beat as well.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
I was
if you're not patterned on that,
Yeah,
it
I
could
was
look like a mess still.
definitely not patterned on that one. Definitely.
So what? Didn't you practice it on the beat, or was
Do
it
you
you
know
wrote
what?
you wrote without the beat, or what? Because sometimes you can write without beat and think you're listening.
I never ever asked them, how do you write in it?
Yeah.
Because
You
I
just
would
tried
see
it.
them, like, we would be in French class or maths, English, and they're just, it's randomly just
natural,
coming
yeah, it's
naturally.
normal, yeah, normal.
For boys, I find that a lot, when it comes to like spitting bars, it's natural.
Yeah.
They can just be sitting down and they can just, girls,
But then again, Kane being your cousin, he was way too advanced for everybody in the game, even in the game. He come through on the next thing. He had the bars, he had the flow, he knew how to make track, everything. You
and
know
the
what I'm saying?
creativity as well.
Creativity. So
But
obviously
I
you
just-
watching that.
Yeah. And then I just think with guys anyway, your creativity is just, it's out there where girls are, they have to practice more, they've got to be perfectionists. So it's like we have to sit down and plan what we're going to write.
You
When-
definitely have to be like perfectionist. Like,
But
'cause you're already at the disadvantage. Oh, you're a girl.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
100%.
everyone's
Where guys, guys can come up with stupidness,
Yeah.
and boys, everyone can laugh at them, and they will still act like a fool.
Yeah.
Happened to a girl, but we're crying. Like,
yeah,
what?
true.
Do you know what I mean? So when that happened to me, I was like, definitely not coming to school tomorrow. It's not.
They say school.
Yeah, but you had your moment. You've been watching,
cancelled, bro.
but it must have been mad because think about it, you've been watching it.
And you've been bragging as well, not just
that.
that. You've been like, yeah, come break time, I'm coming down. Like, how much do you want to bet?
sake.
How much do you want to bet? How much do you want to bet? I'm coming to do this thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so you,
Imagine
do you know
that.
when you're talking with chest as well?
Bossy.
Lunchtime,
Yeah.
didn't eat no lunch, and I bet
No
money gone. You know?
lunch. No lunch at
Appetite
all.
gone.
You're just ready, like you've got like momentum was like, yeah. And it flopped, and I was just like,
So from that moment, how did that make
moment,
you feel? Like,
do you know
did
what? It made me Poetess Jess. Because
Okay.
what happened was, so I told my friend, and she sent me a link to some spoken word artist. Now,
Okay.
I didn't know about spoken word. I didn't know spoken word existed. I wasn't a poetry person. And whenever you say poetry, because even now I don't like poetry like that.
Yeah.
Whenever people say poetry,
mad.
I know it's mad. It felt like Shakespeare. Do you know
That's
what I
what everyone
mean?
came to mind.
Yeah, that's the first one that comes to everyone's mind. So, or the whole Def Jam poetry sort of thing. And you always think, when you think of spoken word or poetry, you think of America as well.
Yeah.
So she sent me this link, and I saw these people, P4CM, and I was like, rah, they're mad. But it was like, it was spoken word, but it was like what I do, just everything offbeat. Anyway, done that, but even in that, I didn't take it seriously, you know. I just wrote a few poems here and there. And then obviously, because I kind of grew up in church, I would do the little one-off performance here and there, but it wasn't ever it wasn't ever that deep. So I went around, I kind of wasted my time, to be honest. So I would say from when I left college, not even college, from when I left school up until 2017, I was doing a lot of soul searching.
Okay.
I went into journalism, I went into creative writing, I went into retail, all of these things, but it wasn't
It's not what
I wanted to do. Exactly. So I went and I done all of these things, and it was like, nah, this is long. And then I met this lady called Tanya, and she was writing a play, and she kind of heard me do spoken word, and then she challenged me to write a spoken word piece, will narrate her play in spoken word.
Okay.
So me and another girl, we narrated a play called Broken in Catford Theatre and Fairfield Halls in 2015. And then even when I done that, I was like, oh my gosh, I actually have the ability to go further, but I still didn't take it on. I was still mucking about.
What do you feel like was holding you back? Was it?
I think it was back then. No one was really doing poetry. Yeah. Poetry wasn't a thing.
It wasn't big
it wasn't.
Enough,
It was and you kind of on this little follow fashion thing, innit? You got your friends that are maybe, if they haven't had kids already, they were working. Some of them were in uni. And I wasn't doing that. So you're like,
you're still trying to find yourself at the same time.
And I was, from 2013 to 2016, I was in and out of America.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went to America for a while, and I was just back and forth, 6 months in, 6 months out. And that was primarily because I was doing Camp America. And then when you do Camp America, you kind of meet people abroad, and then you become friends, and then you go and stay like that. So that's what I done. And I remember my mum always was like, the world is your oyster, innit? Experience the world. So then I tried to go down that avenue where I would say, okay, I'm going to go to America, I'm going to go here and visit here in different states. But then even that wasn't satisfying. Do you know what I mean?
As you was doing it, you didn't feel the
it was
excitement
good, because obviously I felt like I'm doing something completely different to what other people are doing. I'm actually experiencing the world. I'm going away by myself. I'm traveling by myself. And not many people were actually...
not a lot of people do that now.
Exactly. So I was like, but there was still no like fulfillment or joy. Then 2017, the same woman, Tanya, she saw a call. So she was a youth worker, and what happens, she was managing a youth club. And what happens is, you got colleges that like send their leaflets to say, come and colleges and universities. So she saw a uni that was advertising, like they want spoken word artists, just creatives basically. And she was like, oh, Jess, I've seen this course. I think you should, apply. And I always said to myself, obviously I'm in my 20s as well, and I've gone past that whole university stage, and I said to myself, I'm not going uni, bruv.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You weren't on that.
I was not ever on going to uni. Are you mad?
Yeah.
Like,
No, I hear
and not
that
just
still.
that, I'm one of those, I'm that student that challenges. I will challenge you. In school, my mum was down the school nearly every day when I went to Kingsford. Not when I went to the white school. But when I went to Kingsford, it's like the whole black side came out of me.
Yeah, you was coming to
You're just getting rude, innit, with the black teachers. Like, who you chatting to, my friend? So, yeah.
Nah.
That's the...
You chatting to my friend?
Yeah.
Nah.
And I was in a referral a lot of the time because of my mouth.
Yeah,
my mouth got me into trouble. So I was like, So I applied to go, and at the time it was the Guildhall School of Music and Drama, but I had no idea that it was this massive, grand.
It's a big thing. It's
It's not. I didn't know.
But sometimes it's better to go in there not knowing.
But I had no idea. So I applied. I went to the open day, walked around a bit, and then I saw a few famous people, and I was like, that's Daniel Craig or whatever his name is. That's Michaela Cole. They're like, yeah, they came here. I was like, so what? What is this? It's like, it's one of the biggest schools in the drama schools in the UK. I said, huh? What? So that's when it got on me, and I was like, snap. Anyway, went and they brought me back to do auditions, and it was 2 auditions that I had to do. I had to do a group audition, and I had to do a solo audition. Done the group audition, done a little spoken word, and everyone was like, oh my days, yeah, you're good, whatnot. And then I done my solo audition, and I cried in front of a panel of...
The emotion.
Come on.
The emotions came to me, so I was like, I'm definitely not getting into this school, bro.
Wait, what emotion was it? Was the emotion of what you were speaking about?
So what happened was,
or was it...
I done a spoken word piece, and then one of the panelists said to me, okay, so now what I want you to do is, I want you to do your spoken word again, but I want you to say it to me, and we're the only 2 in the room. So then I done a spoken word. Direct. And I was like, okay. I thought I was I didn't know I was going to cry. So I've done the spoken word, and then the emotions started to come, and I just started crying like one baby. And I was in my mind, I'm like, bruv, you better fix up right now. So then I cried, and I was like, wiped my eyes, and then I went, and then I left. And then people were like, oh, good luck, whatnot. Anyway, about a week later, I got an email, congratulations, you've been offered a place.
Come on.
Yeah, so I got my place, but then I got it on a conditional offer. Okay. And the conditional offer was that I had to write an assignment and provide a artistic portfolio. Luckily enough, I had done like the broken play and stuff like that. Yeah. So I had that to back me up. Yeah. So it was like everything was like coming into alignment sort of thing. So I did that, and then I got into the Guildhall, and you know, like W people, innit? Like born with silver spoons in their mouth. Their dad parents. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Born with silver spoons in their mouth, coming from Brit school, coming from like their parents were in the orchestra and things like that.
Them top people.
Top of the notch, innit? All high, not middle class.
They're just they look down.
I say coloured women.
Yeah.
Everyone's so ravishing today.
But this guy's
What?
That's how they do it.
But that's how they sound.
That's fact.
That's how they sound.
No one dropped that bar to her.
I lie.
Hello, coloured woman, you look ravishing today.
But out of the whole of the school, there was only one black professor.
Right.
One black professor
So
out of the whole.
Did you end up being cool with him or her?
Yeah, he was my.
Why? Some of them are kind of.
No,
no,
you know when you're walking somewhere.
It's acknowledgement.
Okay, because you go to the office.
When you go out of London and you're just in a complete white area, you see one black person, you acknowledge them, innit? Like, don't matter what, they could be on the other side of the supermarket.
It depends what kind of head nod it is. It depends what kind of head nod it is. It could be like, if it's that, then you know, but if it's... it's like, your things are tarnished, a bit diluted, your things.
You in the sunken place.
But you know
100%.
what? Talk about that journey. It's funny, you saying that and me listening as well. It's like, you done all of these things, like that you got the experience, and that obviously there was something in your heart that like, there's something there, but you're doing all of these things to get through life. You see, all of those things you're doing is experience that you're gaining in order to get to a position. And it's only, I'm not gonna lie, only like now I'm in my 30s, I'm looking at everything I've done back then and things that I could talk about now. Like man's experienced a lot, holidays, whatever. I used to work at like backstage security, so I've been at all of these events. So when you're saying these things, these are preparing you for you to talk about things. So when you do that, when you're saying that emotion, you probably didn't even realize, and she probably knew, like, if I make her look directly at me, all of these things are gonna come up because you're. It's just 1-on-1. Forget the
100.
crowd. It's the noise. Leave the noise. Let's do this like it's in a quiet room, and then all of that is just built up emotion from everything you've done. Not even realize you going back and forth America and that's experience. As you said, people don't get to go America.
But do you know what? Now that you say that, it's people not experienced.
You don't get to touch America.
People ain't even left the country.
So the first time
people ain't even left their boroughs.
And you know what? That's real because how much times do I say that? I never left my area until I was 18, 19. I never left Wood Green for 18 years. I was in the end. We had everything. No, that's not.
Shut up. Don't touch me. You didn't go Chocadero. Get down black cloud. Don't tell your struggle story. It's that struggle story.
I went Chocadero.
I
remember them days.
Hold on. I went Chocadero when I was 18, 19, when I was allowed out, fam. I went allowed out before that. I was stuck in the bitch, you get me?
And I think that's what happens, and that's what happens to a lot of people. I think people get stuck in their ends.
Yeah.
And that's why they rep it so hard that you can't come to this area, because they get their mindset gets so so small.
That's all they got.
Do you know how
because they ain't seen nothing.
They haven't seen anything.
Do you know how mad it is as well? Like me driving the bus now, that there's one bus that can take you from the ends to the city. Like, and the dynamics changes so much from being in the ends.
What do you mean? The type of people that are getting on the bus?
Yeah, the type of people that you're meeting, even being in the different areas, the things you're seeing, everything's different from, like me doing the one, if I'm in Edmonton, Tottenham, it's one set of, when I get to Shoreditch, it's Liverpool Street, London Bridge, it's a new world. It's new people. It's different atmosphere. And people's not even jumping on that one, but like you might just jump on a bus from Edmonton to Tottenham. Like that's your journey.
Oh, you don't know what's...
You don't even know further part.
Do you
get what I'm saying? So we do need to experience. First time I went to New York, when I went to New York and I went on the strip, man, I saw all of the screens. I looked up like, I don't even know. I wasn't doing that, but I wanted to be on the screen for some reason because it was just so...
He really did, didn't it?
No,
he really didn't. No, he actually did.
Because it's mad. When you touch down, it's a whole different... Well, everything is double London. Like the buildings are massive. It gives you a whole different feeling, and sometimes what is out there ain't even touched here yet. So you can bring back certain experience and start implementing it here.
And it changes your mindset because you want to go again, and you want to go again, and you want to go again.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I think I was doing the in and out of America, even though, because I loved it. I loved America. I loved it, but you
Where did you go?
You got to have money. Oh, I went everywhere. I went from Maryland to New York to Indianapolis to Chicago.
Yeah, you experienced the whole...
So I experienced a lot of America, Houston, Texas. It's amazing. It's beautiful. You just gotta have money. That's all I say.
Yeah, you have that. Yeah, America.
All right.
Gotta have money.
So we just back to where you're talking about the school that you was at now.
My secondary school.
Not the secondary school. Where you was at the
Guildhall.
School.
Yeah.
So you come across as a very confident person, but like you said, there was one black professor there. So when you were there, what was it like? Because everyone's there has come from a certain, like you said, from a certain cloth. I don't. When we say top notch, they're not the top, but in terms of what it is, they feel like, you know what I'm saying.
Systematically,
yeah. In terms. So how did you navigate through that?
Do you know what? My class, because it was creative, there were quite a few. So Bashi's sister was in my class. She came in, and then there were a few others, but then some of them got dropped off.
Yeah.
Couldn't hack it.
By the wayside.
Yeah.
By the wayside. Why you put that one in there quickly?
Cutthroat.
Yeah, cutthroat. No, it's fact.
They got cut. They just they weren't. I didn't know if it was they had much to do or whatever, but they got axed. Yeah.
Quickly.
You ain't. You see the mentality of people because even when I went there, I saw that how my peers wanted to strive in their craft. When I was there, I was like, what am I even doing here?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I hadn't really exercised the spoken word gift properly. I had 1-2 couple poems that I would probably be doing everywhere. But these people, they had like EPs already coming out. Right. They had already been performing here and there. Me,
you're billing now. You're just.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I've literally from scratch, innit? Just like a rash, got to start from scratch, innit? So.
Let's go.
Sorry.
Come on.
So I was like, raw, these people have been, and when they talk about like their journey as well, it was like, yeah, Jess, you gotta make it. There's no way that you can come here. So I could only say to them, yeah, like I've been in America and things like that, innit? To kind of make myself look better. But I hadn't really done anything like that. And even saying that Kano's my cousin and stuff like that, them things kind of won me. So I feel
credit, you get me?
We went first class on the jet. Yeah. Kano's my cousin. All right, come.
But you know, them things kind of slid me through that sort of society. So in 2017, the first year, I really done a lot of soul searching as, okay, Jess, what are you going to do here? Why are you doing it? What do you want the outcome to be? I kind of had to sit down and plan what I wanted to do. So that I think my first term there, I kind of analysed my peers. I was like, you do this, you do that. This is what you want to do. Now I took it back to what I want to do. So that when we had our Christmas break, the new year, I came back as, okay, yep, I'm Poetess Jess.
Come on.
I said, I've got a name and I've done a logo, I've done everything, because I'm coming back on proper things now.
It was good that you went there, saw what they was about and inspired you. I need to get on my shit.
Because there's no way that I'm going to be a black girl from Newham, come here and you're gonna think no.
Yeah, because I think they have.
They already got
a mentality of black people. There's hardly any black people, and then I realised, you know what? Me being here is not even just for me. It's bigger than me, innit? It's for the black people that even are trying to apply. And I remember one girl in my church said to me that she applied to go to the Guildhall, and they told her no. So me even being in the Guildhall,
realizing
I was like, this
deeper
is it's deeper than what it is.
100%.
So that year when I came back, I was like, yeah, I've got a name, Poetess Jess, and it was a kind of cringy at first when I said Poetess Jess, and it was just like, because they all had stage names, everything. Like them times there, like they had Instagram where they had like thousands of people already. Me, I wasn't even touching 300 followers yet, and I didn't know.
Local,
that's just local, and I didn't even know that there was a whole spoken word community. So when I went on Instagram and I changed my name to Poetess Jess and stuff, because I had a private account, my own individual account, and then I was like, okay, let me change it to Poetess Jess, because all my peers have got like their stage names and all of that. And I tried to look for poets and stuff like that. And I think I came across these, they were called the Flow Poets. And do you know what's her name? Natalie from Flowetry.
Oh, yeah.
She's got this Flowetry show. She got Flow Poets in the Hideaway in Streatham.
Hideaway, I've been there.
Yeah, she had a night called The Vortex, and it's basically all spoken word artists.
Oh, that's lit.
So I had no idea this world existed. So I just added all of them, just to add them. I added all of them and everything. And when I added them, some of them followed me back, some of them didn't.
You got some sweets?
No, I'm all right, thank you. Because I've got a cap in my tooth. I went dentist, I got a cap.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you don't want to go through that pain again.
I had a root canal, cap.
Oh, yeah.
No,
yeah. Too much.
Over $1,000 to...
No sweets.
No sweets.
Dead. So when I didn't have poetry to put out there. So it's like, all you're seeing is my face. And I think with them, for you to kind of get the follows, they've got to see what you're about, innit?
Yeah, you got to put the work. Yeah,
you got to put the work in. So I added them and everything, and at that time they were having this challenge. It was called Winter is Coming, and one of the guys, Samuel King, he done this challenge. Yeah, Winter is Coming, and it was basically you had to say Winter is coming and a few maybe a bar. So I thought, okay, Jess, this is kind of like your time to show them what you're about. So that's what I done. I just done the Winter is Coming challenge, and then people started following me and like, oh, you're hard. And I even now I don't kind of see what people think when they're like, oh, you're hard and all of that jazz. I'm still trying to get into that. Jess, you're good. Do you know what I mean?
What now?
Yeah, even now, like I struggle with that.
You've done too much over clubby.
But you think what? Now you think you're not that good?
No.
100. Yeah, I know that I'm good, but I don't feel like. I feel like I have this comparison thing, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, that's mad that you feel that.
We'll get to that. So yeah, done that, and then they started following me, and then they invited me to the Vortex in the Hideaway.
Okay.
And I went, and I got to a point where I had to kind of, if I want to get to where I'm going, not everyone can come with you.
100%.
So you can't expect. So I remember I was like, messaging people, some of my friends, do you want to come here with me? Do you want to come here to this spoken word? Nah.
Yeah.
And normally I would be like, if they're not going, then I'm not going. But it got to a point where just you got to go to places by yourself.
Yeah.
100%.
So then
what you want.
It's what I want.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I learned. So I started to go to open mic nights, see what they were about. And then I started performing. And then as I started performing, as time went on, people were like, yeah, we want you back. And then you never know who's in the audience.
Yeah.
Never.
So you've got like talent scouts where people have their own shows. So I remember I went to the Vortex and people followed me, and then some guy was like, I've got a show coming up, I want you to perform. And it was at like the Windrush in Hackney. The Windrush Kitchen.
Come on.
In Hackney. I don't know if it's still there yet.
I know what you're talking about.
In Stoke Newton.
I think
they changed it. They might have changed it now recently, like through lockdown.
With the name.
But it's the same. They might change the name, but it's the same. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's small, but it's got the
right on the high road.
Yeah. So then I was going there, and it was called Premier Poetry, and I was just found myself going to these different places. Then I had people like, we want you to headline. I was like, you want me to do headline? And I was all right. Like, they were like, yeah, you get £50. I was like, all right, cool. Like, £50, calm, fine.
I enjoy these things. So
I enjoy it. It's not like, because even now, like, it's only because I'm trying to get money from what I do. I would still be doing things for free,
100%.
because I love doing spoken word. So
but life ain't free, B.
Life is not free, exactly, and my bills got to be paid.
Come on.
So I went around doing that, and then I was like, who did I meet? In 2019, I got a phone call from Terrell. I don't know if you guys know Terrell. He's another poet.
Terrell
the poet. So Terrell rang me because he was having a show with Kojo at the W Hotel. They were having the poetry jam.
Okay.
So he's called me to say, I'm having this show, like I'm another poet, and kind of told me why he was doing spoken word and things like that. He's like experience, sort of like his testimony. So I was like, all right, cool, yeah, I'll jump on that. So I went there. And at the time, I didn't know Kojo was actually going to be there. I knew that he was behind it, but I didn't know he was gonna be there. So they've had this big poetry thing at the W Hotel, and when I went there now, Kojo was there. So me, obviously, you kind of got to give it what you got, like get him while you got him, like you got to kind of. It's a promoting yourself now, innit? Because you got to show someone's in the room, they can take you.
You got to show up. Yeah.
You got to show
100%.
up. So I went. And I showed up, done what I had to do. And then Kojo came up to me and he was like, yeah, Bads, I want you at the Black Magic Awards.
Wicked.
So I went to the Black Magic Awards. No, that was in 2018. So I went to the Black Magic Awards in 2018. That was the end of October 2018. And I was a part of the spoken word cypher that he had. Me, Terrell, and 4 other poets. And by chance, you got big people, you got to show up again, because it's not no small thing. You got like Judy Love, Kanye King, influencers. There was bare people that can
push you to the next level. Yeah.
So I went again. Anyway, done. It was that day of the Black Magic Awards. I was actually going to say no to spoken word, because it got to a point in my striving to be Poetess Jess that I just felt like I wasn't good enough. I saw all of these other poets, and I saw that they were, they had more followers, they were getting a better reception, like I wasn't being noticed. Yeah. I just felt the heaviness of this is long. Like I feel like I keep giving, and it's not, I'm giving my all and it's not being noticed, sort of thing. And I remember I was in the changing rooms and I said to Terrell and Reed, another poet, and I was like, yeah, guys, I'm not doing spoken. This is it, like, because it was a struggle. Although I found my niche, should I say? I said I was going to become Poetess Jess, but when you really want to be where you are, it's not
It's not as easy.
It's not as easy as
you have to put in is ridiculous.
It's the work rate.
But even you saying this, sometimes you have to look at what you're doing. You're actually in the moment of you're going through the Brit School. You're getting performing heads. Cole's selling you this. You're getting rebooked for things. Things are happening in your face.
But I wasn't seeing it. I was too blind to see that I've had this. I've had accolades.
Yeah.
So I'm not even looking at the accolades.
You're billing your CV now.
I'm not looking at the CV, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at where I am currently, innit? And I think that's what happens. We get so stuck on what we've done, we forget what we have. Do you know what I mean? So I got so stuck on where I'm at, not having followers or having likes or being noticed or but I'm forgetting the thousands of people that have said you're bad, Jess.
You're bad, yeah.
Like you're gonna go far, Jess. Like I believe in you. I'm forgetting those voices, you know, and I'm focusing on the negative situation that I'm in now, innit? So I said to them, after this Black Magic Awards, I'm not doing Spoken Road anymore. So they were like, no, you can't, And it was that's when they said to me, like, Jess, like, you can get money from this thing. I was like, bruv, I'm getting money in it, but people are telling me that they want me for exposure, like they're giving me exposure, because I had a couple of influencers and I'd done things for some big influencers, that say they get paid. No,
Your rabbit ass.
But got the blue tick and all sorts, but you can't even put petrol in my car. Do you know, like £10, innit? But I'm coming to do your thing. So I had that. I'd done things for influencers, but everything was exposure. Oh, you're gonna get exposure, and it comes to a point in your life where exposure is not paying your bills.
Yeah, I'm exposed. Thank you.
I might as well just take off my clothes. I'll be exposed then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it got to that point, and it was just so hard. Anyway, we done the cypher. It was amazing. You know. Met a few people, took photos, all of that nonsense that you do at award shows. And then I'd say that same week, Terrell rang me and was like, so Kanye King's got back to me and she wants to put me, you and Reed together. So we've got to come up with a name and she wants us to perform here. And I was like, what are you talking about? And it's a bag and a bit. I was like, what are you talking about? A bag and a bit where? What?
A bag of what?
What?
Listen,
I was thinking, what are you talking about? What? She was like, Kanye King saw us at the Black Magic Awards. She wants to put us together. And she wants us to perform. They were getting paid this X amount of money. I was like, are you mad? Are you being serious? Like, this is me. I'm about to give up in it. Because I ain't posted. I've deleted all my posts from Instagram. Deleted all my posts. Ready to call it quits. Changing my name back to With Love Jess. I was, and he's come with this news, and I'm like, nah, you being serious? So then, we met up at Terrell's. We kind of wrote a piece together, and that's when they sat me down and they were like, Jess, this is how you've got to now maneuver and monetize what you do. So it was like them, like you can't be getting £30, £50 here and there. Like this is where you've got to know your worth. And then they sat me and they just spoke to me and they said, this is how you do it. Like even if you want a draft, a template of when they email you, this is what you give back. They were like, create another email, because I was using my original personal email. They were like, no, create another email account, do this, do that. All right. So I done all of that.
Sorry, this Terrell
and Reed when we was practicing to do this thing.
They're just showing you that.
They're just showing me levels, like this is how you kind of make it, innit? Because if it was up to me, I would have been walking clueless. I don't know if you've seen those videos where you come back, where the woman comes back to her husband and says, I paid £400 to get the tyres pumped with air.
And he's getting mad.
He's going mad.
Did you get that?
That was funny, blood.
Hey, babe. Honestly, I've had the longest day today. Imagine I had to go to the garage because the car was saying that the tyre pressure's low. So I went to the garage, I gave them £250 to fill up the tyres.
Wait, how much?
250 to fill up all 4 tyres.
To fill up the tyres?
Yeah, with air, and it's premium air, so that's sorted, but I just don't have that money left.
Please.
What?
What do you mean you spent $250 on filling the tyres up with air?
I swear
What
it's
do you
premium
mean?
air. It's premium
What do you mean
air.
premium air? What is that?
Premium air.
What is that? No, we're
Where
going to the
are
garage.
you going?
Where's this garage? Come on, let's go.
What's wrong with you?
I'm taking a look at my wife. No,
What do you mean? Adrian, how much is it meant to cost?
50p. Go to the petrol station. Put in 50p in the machine. It will give you air for like 5 minutes. Fill up all the air you want.
Why are you acting like this? You're acting
go.
so silly.
No, let's go.
Adrian, it's not that serious. Adrian, it's a joke. It's a joke.
I walked out the other, he was fuming, that's funny.
Right, so that would be me, you know. I was willing you just pay £400 to pump. Do you know what I mean? Where there's other ways of doing it. Do you know what I mean? So that was me. And they sat me down and I was like, okay, cool. Anyway, we've done this thing for Kanye King. And when the money dropped, I was like, my price has gone up now, isn't it?
Yeah, price has gone up instant. Come on.
Price has gone up.
Today's price.
No one is charging me 50. No, it's not. Today's price isn't the same price as an hour ago.
Come on.
It's gone
As an
all
hour
the way
ago,
up.
all the way
An
up.
hour ago, bruv. An hour ago, it went
Come on.
all the way up. So, and then we started doing things for Kanye King there, here and there. And then do you know when you get the picture with Kanye King as well? It's like, oh my days.
Yeah,
and then you see the following grow. Then I saw that the following started to grow.
Yeah.
And then I was like, nah, Jess.
Billing.
Nah, come on. We got to continue. And then don't get me wrong, it still got hard because I still was walking in this road of like comparing myself to other people. But what I was doing was I was comparing my beginning to their middle. So these are people...
It's not a fair comparison.
Yeah, so it wasn't even a fair comparison.
Exactly.
I'm
They're
here...
from 2, 3, 4 years in, and you're just gonna look
and
a
I'm
couple
just-
of ants and. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that was me. And that's what I had to get out of my head. Jess, you've just started
Yeah,
this.
you just come in, man.
You're a baby.
For warm up,
Yeah,
like
these
the car,
people-
but you can't just jump in the car and start engine on a cold
Bruv,
day and
it's
just
like-
think you can. You get me? You got to warm it up.
Got
10
to
minutes.
warm it up. You can't just jump into the deep end and you
Yeah, you
can't
can't,
swim.
you
You're
can't.
gonna
Yeah, yeah.
drown.
You just your first swimming lesson.
Yeah. You can't. It's a process.
100%.
And I think one thing that I've learned about myself is that I hate process. I just like the end
Yeah, you wanna go-
result.
yeah.
I just want the result. I hate the journey. Just get me there. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, nah, Jess, if you can get that. And I mean, I flopped all my lyrics that day.
Is it?
I was speaking out of my bum. Like
Just saying
I had
anything.
to- it was the Marking Society. We had Google, IBM, Cancer Research,
okay.
Coca-Cola, and it was like their 60th birthday. So they were all coming together, like big ball gowns, all these W people, wealth, CEOs, like
Mad.
big people in the room. And like, we had people crying. And I was thinking,
Bro, just spoke. Just
I'm chatting bare shit, bro. And you're crying. This is A1. Talk is not cheap. Because if talk is
not
cheap,
cheap.
bruv,
Talk
I'm
is not
getting
cheap.
paid for this.
100%.
So I was like, yeah. And then we started, and then we done the networking. So then we had other people that was in that facility.
Yeah.
Were like, we want you here now. So then we became the wordsmiths, and then we started going around doing things for Kanye King. And we done one for Accenture, and it was, I think, the CEO of Beats.
Okay.
Headphones was there.
Yeah.
He came down, some American
not
guy.
Dr. Dre, the new
No,
one
the
they sold
newer-
off. Okay, the one they sold it off to you.
Yeah.
Them, man,
She would have said Dre still.
No, I wouldn't say
It wasn't
no,
Dre Beats, it was
it-
Beats.
it was Beats. It was
Beats.
Beats that came down. And again, you got to show out. And I remember we performed with like an orchestra. And again, chatting out of my bum, bruv. And we got the P.
Yeah.
So obviously you just want me to chat out my bum. I can just get money for chatting out my bum, bruv. if it's that simple. But I learned that, Jess, there's something in you why people keep wanting you back.
100%.
And I think just from there, I just grew. And then my price continually just went up, and it went up, and it went up. And now, then when Kane and them came to my house and done their video shoot, and then I promoted that, it went up again.
Yeah,
so
come on.
it went, so, and now I'm here. But in saying that, going back to what we said, I still don't feel like, I think I was saying this to my friends, that people see me and they see me doing all of these things, like all of these shows or meeting all of these famous people. But I feel like I should be doing it anyway. So even when my debut just launched like a week ago.
Come on. Promote that. Promote that.
Yep. Before You Quit, it's up on all digital platforms, Poetess Jess.
Holler them.
Come on.
And so even that, people were like, oh my days, like people call me famous, but I don't think that I'm famous. But I feel like I should be doing it anyway.
Yeah, because
it's
your craft.
Because it's my
what
craft.
you're meant to be doing. Yeah.
So not that I should be meeting famous people daily, but I should be in that lifestyle.
Normal.
That should be normal for me. So I don't feel as achieved as people make it out to be. Does that make sense? But yeah, and even with my spoken word, I don't feel like I'm that great like that. I feel like I'm good.
For me personally, obviously, I met you on the Clubhouse, innit? And when we heard, I can't lie, the first time I heard you, I was like, nah, hold on. What's that? Like, you was cold. Like, the whole room was shut down. Do you get what I'm saying? And then obviously we built Clash House, and when we were speaking behind, you was like the first person on the list. Like, no, we need her to open up a show. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Because what you speak about and how you deliver it, it's very powerful. Like, it's not a joke. It's very powerful what you're saying and how you're delivering it. So I don't know how you... Obviously, you're saying you don't feel it, but other people are feeling that. Do you get what I'm saying?
And part of me also wants to feel how other people feel.
Yeah.
But I hate...
I
can't, because I hate...
You're delivering.
I hate listening to the sound of my own voice when I do spoken.
So what would make you feel like your thing's achieved? Like, what needs to happen for you to feel like, yo...
I'm here.
It's me.
That I've arrived, I think...
Yeah.
Do you know what? In all honesty, when black people start showing me my worth, you know, because
you don't think that the black people are showing you enough worth?
Nah, black people don't show worth.
Yeah, they don't.
And
it's true.
Unless you talk about straps or shaking your leg.
No,
I'm being serious.
So like when you're an artist, you gotta have booking forms and all of this, innit?
Yeah.
So I remember I done an event last month at the Albright in Mayfair. Yeah.
Okay.
W people done that. Yeah.
Okay.
And my fee it's not $1,000 yet, but it's close enough to $1,000.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know they paid me one time? They just paid me one time in it, not in increments. They didn't say I'll give you half, I'll give you a deposit, and then I'll give you the rest up. They gave me my money one time. My friend's cousin wanted me to do something. Yeah.
Well, you already said it.
Gave her the booking form.
Yeah.
Can we negotiate a price? But it's big things that you're having.
Yeah.
You can pay big people over there. But
when it comes,
it's like when you have business, black people. It's like because we're the same shade. Like something half for half, or be. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
need some type of discount. A man do it as well. Like right, like what? I can't get that look.
But why?
But I don't know why man do that.
Why do we do that? Why can't we pay in full? Like, why do we need to be...
I don't know why man do that.
You know what it is?
I think it's because we all understand we're on the same struggle.
Like sometimes we're broke as well.
But do you know what?
I hear you though.
Yeah.
No,
but if you understand my struggle...
Yes, you should.
And you're in a position to pay me the money...
Yeah, I agree. I agree still.
Because I'm one of those people, right? I don't... Even with my friends, yeah... I don't want to be given... I don't want, like, discount prices, innit? I will pay the money. Because I'm paid to support you.
It's even when I'm doing the personal trading. I can't lie if I'm like... Anytime I'm dealing with a black person...
You know what it is? Even when this pod thing started and we were getting bookings early, I'm saying 2016 when they weren't really... And I remember a couple of people wanted to book us. And I, to be fair, I put the price mad high only because I didn't want to perform. I didn't know how to perform. I weren't really on it. So I kind of gave a thought.
So you thought if you fucked up, I could still get a bread from you?
I was like, trying to put them off. I charged the bag. I charged the bag $5. But even Dan was like, brother, you're charging like rapper prices, bro, for people to... Yeah. The gal paid it though, fam. She booked us and paid them peas, fam. Like, so this is now in my head. I'm like, what we...
Because people will
But then I have to book... Yeah, no, she got the form. She's like, yeah, we write out the contracts and she paid it. I said, right. But I was doing it because I was kind of scared. So I threw her...
Yeah, so you thought, right, if I threw... Yeah.
She's going to say, no, that's too high. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, fuck her, yo.
But at the same time, man got the show and I was like, then you realise, like, right, hold on, there's money in this thing. You can really manoeuvre and do your thing.
Yeah, stop dealing with black people.
No, but she was black. No, she was black. I'm not going to lie.
But she had money to give to you, though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I know that my mum always says, you need to be in those W spaces.
100%.
You need to be in those spaces because they give you your money. And then even when I look at the things that I've done with Kanye King, they were W people, bruv. They give you your money. And it's not... And even if black people are paying you in full, they're paying you in increments and you got to chase them for the money. I done something about 3 months ago. I'm still chasing the people for money.
See, you know what? And that's one thing I didn't want to do in the industry. I remember I put on an event Mike Lounge or whatever, and I wanted Ramel London to host. Big up Ramel London. But obviously, we had a little relationship, come on the pod sometime, boom, and obviously, she gave me a price. I was like, well, I can't really, negotiate. She said, no, that's my price. And you know what? I respected it so highly, yeah?
Yeah, because if she negotiated, you're going to feel subconsciously, right, I can always run this look of negotiation.
She just said, it was so straight and firm. I respected it instantly, and I was like, no, I want to book you. I still gave her the money. I paid on the night, but you have to sometimes just be in your, no, this is my price. If you don't want, man, you got to be willing to walk away from from a price. You know what I'm saying? If you're not willing to walk away,
you got to take no as well.
100%.
You got to take no, because one of my fears was people will say no. If I charge too high, then I'm not.
Nah.
But
be happy
people
with
will pay your worth, bro.
Yes.
People, and I've learned people will pay you your worth, and if you're worth that amount, they will pay that amount. 100%. But we can't. We know we gotta have all. Nah, let's cut me some slack. Yeah, like Jess, I know you're my red.
No, but you got work to do.
I've got to eat.
Exactly.
I've got to pay my bills.
Carl, when you go and paying for your shopping, come on, man.
The Tesco's ain't telling you, you know what? Like,
can't get this.
Don't worry, you got a little discount on the club card. I could take off all of that.
Last week, I hooked him up with a cheap deal, so you can must. Nah, brother, that's your fault.
You get what I'm saying?
But it's our people. It's the supporting thing is mad, because a man will have a dance, and the thing you always hear from a man at a dance, but I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna buy bottles, fam. Come on, man, I must can guess this. Brother, you're buying bottles and you're giving that man behind the bar the money. I still have to pay for the venue.
I lie.
Just pay the entrance. Don't buy no bottles.
Yeah, you don't have to get the bottles.
Yeah. Forget that.
Man want the bar spend as well, though.
No, but you really want man to pay the entrance.
Because you might not get the bar, bro.
No, because you know what? There's sometimes if you don't lick the bar, you got to pay the extra on the bar. I see man run from that bar.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I see man jump from rate. And no, I'm not. Listen. Yeah, there's a big rapper that was in the game on one of the biggest grime tunes ever. Left one of the dances because he couldn't pay the fee.
Who's that?
I can't say that. I want to say that on here.
You hyped it.
He says
big this.
You can't do that. Because when I say nothing, you want to pressure them. And now you big CEO. But I
can't beat him up like that, fam.
What tune was it?
He's on Power.
Okay.
LOL.
You get me? He must have he's on.
Why do we do that?
The remix.
No, the original.
Okay.
No, but you know what's mad, yeah? About the support thing. Because it's like, it's mad because small businesses, their costs are higher. Mm-hmm. So then it's like a catch-22. Because you want to support a man, yeah. So I've been, like, you know me, I'm a hat man.
Yeah. So
I buy bare hats. I buy back Nike hat, New Era hats. But it's like a score. Maybe it's £25 the most I spend on the hat.
25, yeah.
Now, I want to support you, fam. Yeah, cool. £45. You're like, rah, that's double what man would spend. In my head, it's instantly I could get 2 hats for that. But overall, a man's not being greedy.
His overheads
it's what his overheads, you get what I'm saying?
He has to get he can't maybe move like a Foot Locker or a JD where
he's probably making a £5 on that.
Pieces.
He might be making a £5, £20 to make £5 look a profit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But why is it always like, fam, man, come on, man, you must do it.
Because you know what it is? I'll be real. Like with I got a Benja hat early days in a box, everything. I still got the hat.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was expensive, but now. If you look at obviously that's him starting out, do you know what I'm saying? When you look now and he's doing deals with Harvey, obviously his stuff is still going to be expensive because he's gone for the high range. But he might be able to.
But he can reduce his cost
because he can get bulk now. It's not so much thing. Do you get what I'm saying?
So, but why is it so? But then that's what I'm saying. But look, like I said to you, I was like, "Right, your hat's 45. I could get 3 Nike hats for the same price, and I got 3 different colours. And then that's where it goes wrong. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then a man will spend £70 on a fucking Versace hat. Yeah. That's the same as my man's hat.
Exactly.
But because it's got the Versace logo. So then where's the support then? You get what I'm saying?
That's true,
but this is what I'm saying. We don't support our own.
Yeah.
We know how to support other people. We don't know how to support our own.
That's a problem.
We love black. We have to show that we've got some sort of designer. We have to show. We get a Gucci belt and it's snowing outside. My friend, you're not wearing no shirt.
You're gonna see the Gucci belt.
Man's cold, no Ross, man. You can't. The jacket's gonna cover the belt, like so. Man can't really wear a jacket. I gotta burn this.
Why is the puffer?
Yeah, why is the puffer tucked in the jeans?
Yo, it's true though. That's real though.
This is what I'm saying. We like to support big brands, but when it comes to like your friends,
the big brands that don't even like us,
that don't like us,
you told us,
that telling us that
I don't like you. Yeah, but the man still looks fly in the Gucci.
Yeah.
Stuff. But them man say, I don't want your money.
But then that's the maddest thing because nothing don't really get bigger unless it comes through our culture anyway.
We are the biggest. The biggest consumers, but the smallest producers.
It's mad.
We consume everything. You can go into everyone's got something that it has to be a designer.
All right, so just to cut you, B. So how comes like all the designers that we get, our people, that's not their top end shit.
No, we get them.
Why are we there killing up? So there's people that will kill up themselves to buy this like bag belt or £800 belt. It does look. None of the stuff looks cheap. When we come on, let's check it. It's basic.
No,
the logo.
The loud stuff look techie, tacky or whatever you want to call it. Like the stuff Gucci.
You know who don't wear that? The rich people.
They don't
wear that.
No, but they will wear it. They will wear it. But you know what it is? They will have an LV top and it won't even say nothing. It will just be the label.
Did you see what's his name? That Mark Zuckerberg's. Did you see his baby shower?
No, I didn't see the baby shower.
Oh my days! It was one. He had a baby shower, right? But it was so basic. Now this guy's got billions, billions upon billions.
Probably spent like £200.
Basic. No, I don't even think. I think he spent 50, bro. When you look at it was basic.
Real.
It was like in his inner apartment. It just looked basic.
Yeah, just a quick thing. Sandwiches and party food.
Oh my!
We're doing bare things.
Big hall.
We are putting milk in the bath. We are putting pedal. We're doing everything.
Baby rolling up in Rolls Royce up to the venue.
Got the horse coming out the back rows and all them thing there.
Yo, give it coming in the baby carriage and
everything.
These times,
but I fly with doves and all them things.
Everything.
These times, the Rolls Royce picture up from the estate, from the
estate, from the block.
You come out the block to come in the car. We just spent 2 months rent.
2 months rent. 2 months rent.
Then you go there. You know the catering is mad in there. Fried chicken, curry goat, jerk chicken,
everything.
Rice and peas, white rice, jollof rice,
one bag of food left over,
everything.
One big old container.
Everything. And then they're taking it home and you got to bill it up in your freezer because you can't eat for the week, innit? You just spent your money on all of that.
For the week.
Yeah, but
you're hoping for party for the rest of the month.
You know what it is, but I can't say that because at the same time, women want these.
No,
you can't just blame women.
You don't want this though.
No.
You can't just blame women.
What?
You can't just blame women.
No.
Because you cannot just blame women.
I don't personally care about the baby shower. So I don't have it in the yard.
So what happens? That starts, and then the man's like, if I have 10 bottles of Ray, because the man.
But then the man because
that's where the expense really comes from. But
it's stress, innit? Because the gal want to do everything, and now the man will have to cater for the man with the bottles.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, drink. Yeah, but man get excited. Yeah, 20 bottles.
Yeah, when they finally
it's in my time.
It's a pressure to just do bare things, man.
When I find that when guys fall in love with the idea, even though they're so against it, but when they fall in love with it, they get excited. They get more excited than the girls. They start spilling. You guys spill out money,
and we don't think about it.
Yeah,
you
don't.
To the shop, where women will budget
until you get that parking ticket. And you ain't paid it. You missed the parking.
Yes, don't talk about right now. You're gonna trigger certain gal on this pod about parking ticket. Cause I get it regular.
Until that parking ticket's ready to come out.
I still gotta pay one right now.
Something pending.
But just triggering me right now. I paid 4 of them in the summer, and I got another 5 that come true. I'm on my last one. I paid 2 yesterday at 100 or something.
I remember when we left here and it was like.
But last week I got a ticket.
It was just why.
I still got to pay for that ticket as well.
Yeah, see.
But that's how
and you know when that 14 days expires, that's it.
When that 14 days expires.
No, but do you know the trick though? You know what? Man wait a whole month and then I write in. I'm like, listen, I never got the.
Brother, you're like a comedian. Why are you giving out the secrets, fam?
Oh, sorry.
I was about to do it, then I stopped myself. But this guy's like...
Yeah, we can't tell them the tricks. We can't tell them the tricks still. I'll tell you after just how you get away with these tickets.
Fam,
You get me?
I'm a delay that.
I need a 3 month, bro.
But you see, this is our issue. This is our issue.
The ones that I just paid for, I swear to God, they're from April, May, you know.
Nah.
I've been delaying mine and I still got
This
it
is
back
our
on the
issue.
14-day thing.
I didn't get no ticket on my car. Someone was taking it off.
A lie?
I'm not saying I weren't there, but there was no
Yeah,
ticket
but
there.
I can't
It's not
pay
my
the time.
fault.
I
I'm
need
gonna
to
pay you for a ticket I didn't know was there.
Can I at least pay the reduced price? I'm not saying I don't want to pay, but
I'm not saying I'm not wrong. But work with me.
Yeah, I'm doing that tomorrow.
No.
Work with me. I didn't even know.
I know why, Jess.
You only pray.
One time, yeah. No, the other, no, because I didn't do it the last time. I had about 4 tickets, or about £600. I paid it all one time. I was like, then another 4 come true. I said, I can't do this anymore.
You know, like, I'm doing the right thing. I pay 6 bills.
Yeah.
I know you're taking the piss.
But these 6, I've come at a different time. I got a bus lane one. I said, nah. We got to work. We got to negotiate now. I sat there one time with all the letters.
Yeah, this is
I
black
wrote
people,
all of them.
black
Boom.
people.
And what I'm saying, boom, boom, boom. Yep, next one, boom, boom, boom.
As soon as we see that we've got either 14 or 28 days to pay it, you know we're leaving that. We're leaving it right there.
Why we like this,
13 at 11 hours and 55 minutes. Never press the button.
Yeah. Just on the last.
And you respond to me, how long have I got on that response? Let me set a date in my calendar, 'cause I don't want to miss that shit. It's like a subscription.
We're breezy with it.
30 days, yeah.
You
on
can't.
day 29.
I get a ticket, I'll
cancel
pay
this
for it
bitch.
straight away.
Swear
I don't,
down.
yeah, who me?
No, I can't pay for it straight away.
I
There's
can't
something
pay for it
like
straight
how
away.
could I just get a ticket? And you know what? Some of my tickets are accidental. So in the morning I want to go work, but I fly in. But there's a car park in it, so I put it there. But there's our car park's only an hour, 7:30 to 8:30. So sometimes I'll jump on the bus and I'll say when I get to the other end I'll just put it on the Ringo thing. But I always forget. So only when I remember when I'm driving back past the car park, I'm like shit. I'm like, oh God.
You can't have no sympathy.
Bro.
You should be doing it on your way there.
Yeah, I
It's the
should be,
same
but
place you
sometimes
park every
but you know
day.
what it is? I'm late. So when I'm running in to sign on, I'm like, I'll deal with it, but I've got to sign on now. So when I jump on the bus, I check my bus, whatever. When I get to Edmonton, I'll deal with it. But when I get to Edmonton, I've already forgot because I'm in my vibe, I'm chilling.
Yeah, see.
And then...
No, can I say what really happens? Oh shit, I'm late. Should I go get on the bus? Over 30s. Yo, come on. Come on, small sailor. Come on.
You get me outside like a ticket right now.
Oh shit, ticket. That's what happens, folks.
Trust me.
That's what
I
happens.
get secchi, I get secchi in the morning still. And you know what? Sometimes it's cause once I'm chatting to people in the club, sometimes you forget everything, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But I'm on my final ticket. So you see after this, the car's gone. I promise you I'm not getting another ticket for the
You
rest of
can't,
the
you
year.
ain't got no car.
Someone mark this. What time is this in the episode?
No, I ain't got a car.
I forget this clip.
But
I ain't
most
even getting
smokes will
back
get a ticket without the car, you know. Like, how, bro? Yeah,
even
even
doing
doing
something.
But you know what? You know what though? Like obviously your journey your journey is sick. Like I think you're sick.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
want
we want to clap for where you are. You get me,
we have
man.
to
You get
big you
me.
up.
Come on.
Obviously, right now you're up for an award as well on the UK Entertainment Awards. So I want everyone to go and vote for Poetess. Obviously, when
Vote
this episode
that.
comes out, the visuals might come out after, maybe on a Wednesday, but the audio will be out. So anyone that's listening to this now,
Come on.
you're gonna have a day to keep voting. So go on the UK Entertainment Awards. You can go on DMD Podcast as well, and we got the link on there. You got a link in your bio as well.
Yeah.
Link in
link's
Poetess.
been
Yeah,
in
come
there.
on.
Yeah, so it's in
Yeah,
Jess's
that's
one
right.
as well. So make sure you vote. Obviously, vote for DMD.
Yeah.
Vote for
Yeah,
Poetess
come
Jess.
on.
Vote for us. We're gonna let you know when the award show is. I think you can watch it. And
On
yeah,
the,
it's-
I need to
Have
check
we
my
been
emails.
invited?
yeah, we've been invited, but the dates are there's so many dates on it, innit?
Yeah, but hold on. I know there's a award ceremony. How's it work? Did we invite, but I have to pay or something?
No,
No,
we're
so
free.
you're free, and then
And a
you
+1.
you got a +2.
We get +2.
Yeah, so, but I don't know if you guys get a +2 as one, or you
Nah,
get
you
a
know,
Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
and
yeah.
one. Or
Yeah,
me
Like, they need to
and-
be separated. From
Yeah, don't try and mix bad, yeah.
The triplets
What,
out
can we
here.
take
You
a
should tell
table?
them I'm D, I'm M, and I'm D.
Yeah, fire.
Fire, yeah.
Tell them.
But yeah, I heard
I'm
that.
M still.
Nah, I'm a D fan. I'm definitely a D. I'm a big D. No.
What?
It's little, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Big D.
No, fine.
Yeah, wifey, chat.
I can't do with these yardies for now.
But yeah, no, but also I wanted to
gosh.
talk to you about, because obviously over the cover you have spoken about your mum's business as well, which obviously is Black History Month, so I do want to promote your mum's business.
Come
Black
on, promote
Business
it up,
Funeral
man.
Business. And I think that's lit. Do you get what I'm saying? And you've helped people come, like people directly when you've promoted it. They've said, "Right, you've helped them, man."
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing. Do you get what I'm saying? So let them know what your mum does and.
So my mum is she was a celebrant, so that meant she can officiate like wedding ceremonies, deaths and christenings and all of that, just like a minister.
Yeah.
And then when she went into that industry, so she got work from like the companies like Co-op and such like, but them people there are racists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like what my mum went through, like Co-op, and I'm saying it with my whole chest. Yes, Co-op tried to blacklist my mum.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, from getting any work as a celebrant, and they can because they're white. So
when you say black,
the whole time she been saying W, but now it's time for my mum.
This one hit the chest. This one hit the chest.
This is close.
This is close to home.
Yeah, come on.
So when you say
all
black
the way
ball,
close.
what are they doing? Making calls to say don't hire this woman?
Yeah. It was don't or put her on a list. So basically
on an actual list.
On an actual list where the people that you don't hire.
Swear down.
100%.
That's fucked.
Yep.
I didn't know that they do stuff like that.
They're bad mind. They're bad mind. And I've seen, like, I think growing up as a child, like, people see me, or had seen my family and probably thought, oh, we had everything, and whatnot. But we've actually lived a life, innit? We've struggled as well. Do you know what I mean? We've all struggled. And I've seen my mum's house get repossessed, stuff like that. My dad was on drugs. I've seen things, innit? And I think once people see you in a little 1-2 designer and maybe that they don't have, or they see you with like a PlayStation or something. Or there was 4 of us, innit? I'm a twin. And so if one had a PlayStation...
Are you just going to drop that?
Yeah, you can't just drop that.
What kind of silly stuff is that? You said that at the
We're going to get back to that, but
we'll go back to that.
So
Yeah, there's just another one of me. That's mad.
Twin Jess.
So I think when people saw them things, because there was 4, we all had... And we brought up good, but we've also had to struggle.
My mum worked for that.
My mum worked
100%.
to get to where she was. So even my mum went through the whole my big fat gypsy wedding. She done my mum's trialing it. Yeah,
That's lit.
She's done
and their
something.
weddings are mad, you know.
My friend.
What?
That's just another thing. But yeah, so when my mum said that she was gonna be a celebrant, it was like, bruv, like death, bruv, really. And I don't think she had the idea of being a funeral director. It was just that she was interested, and it's money as well. And sometimes it was maybe cash in hand or get paid straight on the day, but it's money, innit?
Yeah.
And I remember she always used to say, if I could just get like 4 funerals a day, then boom, I'm set, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And
That sounds mad, sorry.
Yeah, you didn't even say weddings. Was the funeral like more dough or something?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
No, but it's like, man could just get 4 a day.
But
That's-
you
How
got
do
to
you
talk
squeeze
like
in
that.
4 a day, though?
Yeah.
So when
Ain't
you're a
hard.
celebrant, no, because when you're a celebrant, you're just the minister, innit?
Yeah, you don't have to
So
be
you
there
don't
have
too
to be
long,
all-
innit?
okay.
Yeah,
You just say, yo, dead body this, and then go about your business.
Yeah, you
like.
just officiate the service.
Why is he doing that like that? A dead body.
No, I'm just saying they don't have to be there all.
You don't.
Yeah. I've seen it.
So
I've
you
seen
can
it
do what
still.
you do and then
God,
leave.
I'm wearing all white.
Do what you do,
Separate
leave.
them.
Do what-
Okay.
That's so she said.
That's calm, yeah.
And the money's good. But Co-op, dead. Anyway, it was how they were just treating dead bodies. Like they didn't wash black people's bodies. We were mishandled. We're mishandled. And this is the thing about black people, we go in and we invest in other, like, we know how to do weddings big, christenings big, even funerals. We have the biggest thing. Imagine someone dies in our family and we're providing food, We're paying for catering. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
I'm grieving.
No, it's true. It's true still. Man's supposed to fling on
But we
apron
feed
and...
people at every venue.
We any venue, we
any
feed
event.
people.
Yeah.
We invest in things.
All
So
the time.
because we want the big lavish send-offs or whatever it may be, we would put the money in.
Yeah.
So my mum was like, nah, they're taking the piss with us. Let me start my own. So she started her own business. And then again, it was rocky. Her own family that would be like, oh, well, she's not really established, so we're not going to use her. No, you want my mum?
Yeah, cool.
No, my mum.
No one don't want to help. They don't want to help you get out there. When
Yeah,
you
No,
get
they-
there.
They don't want to help you when you're on that uplift on the journey.
No,
It's
my
the journey
mum's
they don't
got
want to...
funerals. My mum's got funerals every day.
Yeah, you know what? I'm so booked up. You can't even
You
get
can't
involved.
even-
And you're
you
my
can't even have
family.
me.
You
Bro,
can't even get in there no more.
can't even
Sorry.
get
Waiting
in
list
there
is
no
all.
more.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to book me next month.
Next month, next
Next month,
year.
next year, like.
Next year.
Just hold them, tell them to hold the body.
Hold the
For
body.
the cool, yeah. And then come meet, man.
So that's what it's
mad.
been like. So my mum's got a funeral business, Bronze Ash Funerals,
Come on.
and it's mad. Like when I go to her house and I see the hearse there, I'm like, this is not even real. Yeah, she's got a hearse, she's got a shop. She deals with dead bodies. My mum says
What the house empty?
empty, yeah. But there's been times I remember the other day I had to drive in the back of the hearse with a coffin next to a dead person.
Mad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
it
mum,
happens,
but
like-
my mum says that the dead's easier to work with than the living, innit?
Yeah, so they're quiet.
Yeah,
There's
they're
no
dead.
back chat, man.
There's
No
no
back
back
chat.
chat, like, you
No
get me?
back
You
chat.
play all
that,
your
yeah?
music. Yeah. They can loud up the music, like, you get me?
You're
There's-
comfortable. Is there enough cushion?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're good, brother.
And
Yeah,
she really, really, really gives the best. And what is so amazing is that my mum can now be the funeral director and officiate the service.
Okay, that's lit.
cold.
So she can have the whole. You can have the whole shebang. You can just book her.
Let me ask you a question. Has she ever seen like a dead body rise and then drop back again?
Boy, are you stupid or something?
No, big man thing. I had someone that worked in the plate in the
Smokes come out of there. You're gonna
when they take their last breath, they actually sit. Ask your mum if that's not true. They sit up, take their last breath, and they drop back down. That's a real thing, fam.
She deals with dead bodies. By the time they got to it, they've been dead a while.
They've been
There's
dead.
no.
No, it's just getting. I know.
So
but I'm
what
just
do you
saying
think?
she might
but what she has
Couple
seen.
days
She might have
later,
seen
she
it
touched
though.
them.
She might have seen it though.
No.
They let out
What,
the air.
That's
what
mad.
she
what
has
this-
seen.
Yeah.
My cousin, God rest his soul, he was hit by a train over.
Brother.
It's
hold.
It's to say,
Okay,
yo,
no.
it's to say, drink
what
water.
kind of- what
Dude,
kind
that's
of-
good, you know.
what kind of
Everyone
time?
gets rattled. I swear
Okay,
that.
but what kind of timing was that?
What 8:44? You
Oh
gotta drink
my
water.
god! Yeah, so his body was all this, and she went to go and see him and try and
Try and put
Fix
him.
him.
Yeah.
yeah. Even though they could only do so much, but
Yeah,
she went to see him, and I was like, "There's things that I can't."
Yeah, it's the bit
There's a
too-
limit where you go in it. Like I'm used to going to like funerals and then you see the viewing and then you walk out. But I can't deal with the whole dead body washing, cleaning and all of that. That's my mum. So yeah, so Bronze Ash Funerals in Dagenham. Yeah.
Yeah, man, push
Come
that
on,
out.
man.
Big up
Family
mums,
things,
dude.
like,
Come
thank
on,
you.
We got mums,
Still.
man. You get me?
What?